They just put a dress on it. You got a new sex robot. But
Fuck.
Nice to see a boy and his dog.
Oh my goodness.
That was the plan with Don Johnson.
That's right.
Once they got him down there. Robot.
Well, if we're laughing and just babbling on, it's probably a good time to start the ApocaLips Comedy Show.
Yeah,
everybody.
we should change
right,
let's amuse ourselves.
Get us over to the showroom. 2 minutes to go before showtime. We'll give you a backstage peek. There's our green room. So that's ApocaLips One, our plane, and landing here at the Denver International Airport. We'll get you over to the ApocaLips Comedy Show, which is sort of east of Evergreen, I think, and a little sort of southwest, possibly, of Westminster, and then over yonder by the tech center. And that's for anybody who lives in Denver. I'm now just absolutely nowhere.
Covered the whole metro area, and that's
You know, I'm writing these directions down. You mean they're not going to get me?
Yeah. Best to call me if you're trying to get there in person, Chipp. You're a comedian. Here's Gladys, our cashier. If you notice fast and easy checkout, I'd like to know who you were. But we do have some customers today. Want to make sure we say thanks to Frankie, Rick. So I got her some VIP treatment and such. And then
her name up there.
Stacy Sanders is here from Elevating Connections. Stacy, do you want to chat for a little bit? Say hello and tell the kids on the YouTube. We started early. I put the pre-show up on the live. I'm just crazy today, Stacy.
You're out of control.
Wild, just wild.
Everybody watching the show needs to find out where they can get vastly superior medical coverage to anybody else.
Right. If you just missed our debate on America,
one of the people who started the whole socialism is bad movement back in
if you wanted to chit chat about healthcare systems around the globe, we're the show for you.
Yeah.
And you know, if we're not talking healthcare, let's talk about youth separated from their siblings by the foster care system.
I mean,
hey,
right?
I said it, but it didn't sound like it's a happy thing.
Important to state that Elevating Connections is a non-governmentally funded program. It is not part of what's turning America into the scourge of capitalism. Go ahead, Stacy. Tell us.
Now that is one of the best introductions I've ever had, I think, Mike. Thank you.
Stacy, thanks. Can you tell us briefly, and then we'll chat during the show about your Wicked Awesome program?
Absolutely. Yeah, capitalism is definitely not part of our organization since I've been the unpaid executive director for 6 years. But what we do at Elevating
she gets a salary. She just sends the checks back every week.
I wish. Yeah. So here's what we do at Elevating Connections in a large size nutshell. We reunite siblings separated in foster care because that is in fact a thing. And while that is incredibly sad and not something that we support, we are a solution to that problem and offering resources and support and activities and advocacy for kids who've been separated in foster care. And I'll perhaps talk more about that in a little bit, teaser. And then the other piece that we do is we reunite, or we raise youth voice through poetry and spoken word and comedy and art for older youth who've emancipated out of the system without finding a permanent connection. And that I am definitely talking about in a little bit.
Awesome. So you got fun events coming up, including the Poetry Jam. And we have events coming up here at Colorado Comedy Shows. The last couple of weeks have been prolific, Stacy. Hold a couple of virtual events, and when we sell a virtual event or a private event in person, we end up donating 10% to your terrific cause, and we highlight your wicked awesome cause. And you know, you actually do advocate. You come down to the community college where I work and speak well on the issue. And there's a little more movement on the idea of getting an improv class at your charity.
Oh,
One
gosh,
credit
I'm so excited.
course. I'm thrilled. You know,
Yeah.
like one credit course that would be continuing education that gets the youth sort of into the schooling process. So some really good things that we had hoped are happening, and a pandemic put a pause on, and now hopefully we're getting to have some real, shall we say, highlights? That's the wrong word. It doesn't even work. I'm getting to our theme tonight. I was trying to find a way to smooth that transition, and right, it's like,
They can't all land, Chuck.
right. It's like I bought a wrong word machine, and bam, now, all the
wrong word of the day calendar, right?
Right. Also known as Mike Langworthy's notebook.
Chuck, you said this to me just before everybody got on here. You told me your first stoner joke. Two stoners walk into a bar. They take one look at the place and they say, "Thank God the government doesn't own this fucking place."
And more comedy coming up, everybody. Welcome to the start of the show that we started earlier, and now it's officially starting. I'm Chuck Roy, the big fat guy on the right. Mike Langworthy is the handsomely dressed, brilliantly coiffed man on the left, and we've got a fun comedy show in store for you with some of our good friends here, and then one other person that you'll have to determine who those people are throughout the show. We do have a fun sponsor brought to you by Vaccines Are Here, not available in all 50 states, Mexico, or Brazil, and apparently Canada.
Canada, that's for goddamn sure.
Well, I got vaxxed too this week, Mike, so I'm feeling really good, and I'm very grateful for all the people who put that together.
Just a few more days and you'll be safe to go out in public.
Right. It's a
soup of disease that you court every time you go to a gay bar. We don't even consider it.
right.
What?
Well, good to know that hate hasn't stopped during the pandemic.
So,
cool.
so is that Mike's image there on the left?
Mike is on the left. That's
how is he related to the Mr. Peanut, the planters? They look like cousins? Are they cousins?
They went to Brooks Academy together for a summer school in 1917. And they both met when they were interviewing at Phillips Andover, but Mike went to Cranwood. Did I get that right, Mike?
I went to Andover, and I went to Cranbrook School for Boys, and neither one of us had such a gorgeous lamp in our room as the
like an ace, Mike, like an ace. So Chipp, on the left is Mike's avatar, and he carries his Golden Globe, which will be featured later in the show when we do a sing-along. Mike has to lead the sing-along. He doesn't know the words of the tune, and I can't wait for the tune this week. And then he's pointing out, this is our writing room where we assemble these fancy adventures, and it's got a gorgeous little view of the Rocky Mountains, and Mike is pointing out that the lamp, he thinks, blocks the view. I think it brings out the stunningness of God's beauty.
No, I said gorgeous. I called it a beautiful lamp. I mean,
brings out the color in Mike's eyes.
Thank you. It's Fragile, and it also happens to be my Kennedy Center Award for innovative teaching. Ding.
That's the real Kennedys, by the way. The actual God coming to Rose Kennedy the night before her wedding and saying, "I've got good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first?"
Hello. So today's episode, Mike, I thought we'd start this way. I thought we'd get everybody a little bit of weed. Feel free to partake.
Like introduce you to a few of my butts.
Yeah. So this is a little Northern Lights number 5. It's hydroponically grown, organically grown, and comes from Berkeley, California. A 4x4 closet with
it looks like my
7-ounce yield.
Hours after I have broccoli.
Right.
Hell no.
Well, if you added your humor, you'd have broccoli and cheese. I can't believe that even worked, Mike. I can't.
Believe I can't
that
unsee that now. I can't unsee
More
that.
of a-
Well, look how high we are, everybody. Man, that's some good weed. We are virtually high and way
That
the
is
fuck out there.
That looks like my retina 7 seconds after I took a drag on a spliff with the previous.
Right. It does smell gassy out here, Mike. I'm assuming that's the
Nothing
large
says-
solar
says
system to
retina
our
like
right.
gas.
Apparently no Beano for you. Just a simple show, Mike. We're gonna introduce some of the fun comedians we met on your show, Open Mic. It happens on Monday nights at 8 o'clock, and we met some really great comedians from around the world.
That we have.
And so this next young lady is then somebody who's been a super treat to invite to the ApocaLips over and over again, or to the Open Mic over again. And nice to have her on the ApocaLips. Would you please welcome Laura Hugg, everybody? Right from Chicago, give Laura Hugg a nice round of applause.
Thank you so much. My face is big and white. It's normally white, but I just baby Janed it. It looks like thank God you guys get that reference. That's all I can say.
Put somebody in a wheelchair on a staircase for you. Make it closer.
I will as soon as I'm trying to get spots at clubs again in Chicago. I will be pushing anyone I can out of the way. Yeah, so I've just, this seems like a good question to ask since this is a stoner show, but am I starting my set now?
Sure.
All right, okay.
Is there any other business you'd like to attend to? Or?
No, I've talked about healthcare and about killing all the competition in Chicago. I think
it's really your choice, Laura. You can start your set whenever you want to. You can talk about whatever you want to. Take as much time as you need.
But you have 7 minutes.
It's like I didn't bomb at a private gig at a Catholic school yesterday, so it's great to be here on this pot themed show. I forgot it's the week of 420, and I'm a sober I'm a square now. Let's just call it what it is. I'm L7. I'm a narc. I'm not really a narc, but I would have sex with a cop, so that's probably the same. I have had sex with it. All right. But I don't get high. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I don't want to brag, but and drinking was really, Liquid Foundation was my thing. Drugs weren't really my thing. I did try drugs, but and I know this is a drug related show, so I'm glad I could fit in. That's what it's all about, really. Fitting in. I'll be wanting to do that until they close the lid on me. I tried drugs. I had a little puff of weed. I did smoke pot, and to me, that's like a kiddie drug. That's not a big deal, and that was fine. It wasn't really for me. I also did try mushrooms when I was in high school. I did try mushrooms, which are natural. So again, like weed, like mushrooms are natural. Also vegetables, I'm always being recommended that you get more of those. So I don't, really even count that as like trying a drug, right? It's just getting fiber. And I also, I did actually along those lines, though, similarly, I did do acid in high school, a few times. I tried LSD, which is, I was, trying to, science, I was in high school. So it was like, I looked at it as independent study, but, that's extra credit. So yeah, I did try LSD here and there for like maybe on the weekend, every weekend of my 10th and both 11th grade years. But, so that, again, I spaced it out, but, yeah, so that's really the extent of my drug use, except for, okay, I realize I also tried peyote, which was which comes in buttons. And I just want to tell you, I'm really into fashion. I probably would have gone into fashion design had I not gone into nothing. So again, it's like, I just didn't think it's a big deal. I did also inhale this stuff in high school on a cake called Rush. We called it Rush, which I believe its Christian name is amyl nitrate. I think it's, and you inhale it and you get a rush, and if you inhale it in a gay bar, it's called poppers. So ask for a video head cleaner. You can see I need to update the technology on that joke, but I don't want to give my chip back.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, there's still time. We're saving a seat for you. That's what we say in the room. So, okay. Anybody with a court card, I can sign it. Yeah. So, then I also would do whippets sometimes and like nitrous, hit the nitrous tank, but that was when the dead was still alive, and I needed a miracle. And so, just a little bit of the nitrous. So that's not a big, and I also ate prescription diet pills that I got from what we then would have identified her as fat friend, which is why she stayed fat and we're not friends anymore. But, so that was not, but again, all these things are random. It's not the same thing. It's not a big deal. I did on occasion, snort crank, that was made in a biker's bathtub, but I didn't want to offend my mom's new boyfriend, so I felt like I was obligated. I wanted to be polite, you respect your elders. And of course, if you inhale that in a gay bar, it's called crystal meth. And I didn't want to offend my mom's new hairdresser. So I, again, I'm in these situations where I feel like I have to, just make other people comfortable. That's really what that is. And then I guess that's about the extent of I would say my drug use, if that's what you want to call it, all right. Well, then I did huff model glue, which, a counselor pointed that out. I had to see this counselor and it was in some legal trouble. And, but I said, I don't think that's drug use. This, first of all, it was a dark crafting period. That's what that was. Okay. And I had a hobby on my back like a motherfucker. You know how it is? Like, did I get into some trouble from it? Maybe. Did I get charged with a DIY here and there? Yeah. Or did I lose time from it and wake up in a pile of felt scraps, not knowing how I got there, with like googly eyes staring up at me and a popsicle stick stuck to my ass? Sure. Yeah, maybe, a couple of half-made puppets in one corner and a haunted sock monkey in the other. It's possible. I also huffed aerosol deodorant, which is a way better high than the roll-on. So in case anybody's into never did try bath salts. Bath salts and mojitos, two things I regret not trying before I went straight, before I put on a suit and started handing out Bible tracts at Navy Pier here in Chicago. It's not quite that bad, but that's what people think I spent. When you're in recovery, people are like, what do you do on the weekends? I'm like, a lot of workshops. It's like my fan base often are people whose weekend activities have the words workshop and or healing in the title of them. But yeah, so, that was it. I guess by the end of my drug use, I just really like my drugs hospice grade, like not, my grandmother in the 90s, she got really sick. She had some complication and she was in the hospital on a morphine drip. And I went to visit her and I said, I looked at it and I said, hey, are you going to finish that? I visited a lot of grandmas in the 90s and they weren't mine, it was a real candy striper. So it's all different now, so now I put that, but again, you all have a nice beer, cocktail, or a little toke or whatever people are doing now, or some sort of festive, brightly colored pot enema, or all the different ways now. Marijuana, your dipped false eyelashes. I mean, just really the drug taking technology, the multitasking in drug taking is that's the thing I think is really innovative. I'm like the gummies and stuff like that, because I would like to be able to have my practice my addiction, but also get diabetes at the same time. That would just cut out the middleman, So I did get the vaccine. That was one drug I was allowed to take. I will say that when they went, I mean, I'm pretty happy, like I don't miss drinking. The only thing I miss about drinking is doing it. Other than that, nothing. But, I did go to the hospital to get here in Chicago to get my vaccine. I was with my group, and when they came around to me, they had that hypodermic needle, with the vaccine in it. And I did have this fleeting thought, like, I wonder if they'd let me inject it myself, just for old time's sake, see if I still got the touch, but they seem like a bunch of squares. I know, because I am one now. So I didn't ask. I just was like, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I'm high on life right now, and happy with these screens. And I'm glad I would like to go to Colorado. I know I have a friend there who I've never been, and I hope to get there after the pandemic. I had a friend that was beaten up by hippies in Colorado. He said there's nothing quite like the experience of getting kicked in the head with a Birkenstock. So it's always made me want to be there. So all right. I think that's my time. I hope I answered all your questions.
Awesome. I was hoping you'd do all your Birkenstock jokes.
It's so refreshing to see somebody who does a set and it's not just littered with drug references.
Right. I watched you develop this material on open mic and really enjoyed it. And I learned a lot, and it worked out very funny. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes,
Thank you,
Laura,
Brad.
great job. I really appreciate the what was that enema? What an enema you said? That was
Yes, a pot enema. I'm assuming there is one. If not, there will be soon.
Mike, don't pretend like you don't know what she's talking about, Mike. You know what she's talking about.
Right. It's the only reason Mike goes to a dispensary.
I think they're called suppositories.
You see
what she did there.
crossed the line, Laura. You just crossed the line for me. I have a joke that I'm too proud even to tell because it's a pun. And, I'm so opposed to all the puns that Chuck puts in these shows. I could actually teach people about government with this joke, but I won't do it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
Come on.
Come
I'm
on.
not going to
Come
tell
on.
you. I'm not going to tell you who the most important person in the current administration is, because I'm not going to do the pun, because the pun is just too lame. And even though it's incredibly important for civics purposes, I'm not doing it.
Gosh,
I'm not
Mike,
gonna tell
if you weren't going to do a pun right now, what is there any way you could tell us what it would be?
If I were going to do a pun,
Right.
and I'm not.
But you
If
wouldn't.
I were,
Got to let everybody know there's no way he would.
the Biden administration is just dentist, because he's the only guy in the administration who could speak truth to power.
No.
But I'm not going to do it because it's a lame joke. And puns are the lowest form of humor. I think we all know that.
That was a lot of buildup, Mike. A lot of buildup.
Right, that's the secret, Rick, is just layers and layers of buildup for the tiniest
No,
little
don't-
slide.
Don't try to explain me to Rick. If he can't
Hey.
understand the $1 million education I'm giving him right now, the fuck?
This blunt was full when you started that joke, bud. The blunt was
I think I speak for everyone when I thank Mike for not doing that joke. I just-
Imagine what it would do to my reputation.
Right. So for everyone who's stoned and watching on the YouTube, you didn't see what you just saw. I think that part's real
Hallucination.
easy. Mike,
I'm not going to do it.
in the I'm glad you didn't, Mike, in the world of Zoom comedy, which really, let's just say popped up a year ago, and we met so many nice people, and that's bullshit we did, right? But we met a ton of nice people. It's got to be at least 53 nice people, and
Well, I haven't been keeping track.
I have a list, and
It's Santa. It's Santa.
right, moving up to number 7 this week. The nicest,
Said moving up to number 7 with a bullet, but that's just
right? Yeah,
Oh.
it's just he
No.
previously was number 8, but apparently Juliana Hang got terse with someone, and so she's now down to 9. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, and so Chipp has moved up. And I'm just babbling. What a long way to go to say this next person. Funny, but also just makes people feel good when they show up to a Zoom, and that's not a normal thing that a lot of comedians do. So he's a kind person and a friendly sight if you're doing the Zoom comedy show.
Oh, no
And
build
you
up here, Rick. No long build up here. This is just a regular. Let's see how you guys are.
Right, Mike, if I could trouble you, what are the other than being nice, what are the top 4 qualities you find in Chipp Jones?
One thing, he does a great job of putting glasses on himself digitally.
Right, he's got the
I'll just
best.
leave it at that.
Right, and so ladies and gentlemen, we're done babbling. Please welcome Chipp Jones, everybody.
Yay.
Jones.
Yay. So he couldn't come up with 4 good qualities for me. I appreciate that. It's
More
like,
like that.
give me 4 good qualities of Chipp, Mike. Pass. I'll pass.
He has lots of good qualities. They're self-evident. That's the problem. I
love that.
don't
I
want to
love it.
belabor the point.
I'm touched that you spoke from the heart. Pass. I like that. I like that.
Come on, well, please welcome Black Santa, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of
Let's all give it up for Laura, in her drug-free
Yeah.
life.
Absolutely.
The drug-free life. I like that,
In tonight's show, she's going to make enough money to score as soon as we
Nancy Reagan turned to her and said, just say no. And she said, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But you guys can't tell from the way I'm seated, but I do have long dreadlocks. I'll show you that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Look at those.
I know. And it's funny because when people see that, they automatically assume that I smoke and sell weed. And I just want to let you guys know, I don't smoke weed. Looks like we got some people with glaucoma in the room. I'll hit you up later. Oh, man. What can I say? We've come to that anniversary of the COVID and the lockdown. And I've been thinking about what I was doing a year ago. And I think like most people, I was watching a lot of Netflix. I don't know if you guys saw the HBO series on Chernobyl that was
Yes.
aired on Netflix. Amazing.
Yeah.
And it dawned on me that nuclear accident happened like 40 years ago. And I don't know about you guys, but I have yet to see a superhero. Anyone? I am feeling like Stan Lee lied to us. I mean, I tell you, I've quit microwaving spiders and letting them bite me. I'll tell you that much. But, I have to say that when it comes to superheroes, I do like the way Marvel's been going. They've been sort of coloring up superheroes. You know, we got a black Captain America now, and we've had a black Spider-Man, and that's been cool. I think the one superhero that will never be black is the Incredible Hulk. I mean, because he would never be his alter ego. I mean, he would never be the Black Bruce Banner. I mean, he would always be pulled over by the cops, you know, followed in a department store, electric bill, final notice. You know, you just never be a normal person. But you know, the one thing that I have to admit that Stan Lee got right is that pretty much every black hero, their superpower is bullet immunity, and it's like even now, black people want to be bulletproof. That's just a given. Oh man, you can probably tell from my gray hair, I am old, and Mike knows about this. I'm at that age that if I'm up after midnight, 50% of the time it's because I have to go to the bathroom, you know. And the other 50% it's because I got to go again. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I am jealous of the young guys I see on the comedy circuit. You know, those young guys, you know, when they go, they've got that stream that, you know, like little fire hoses just blasting away, you know. If I'm your fireman, your house is burning to the ground. I'll tell you that. When I go, it's more like a ketchup pump at McDonald's, sort of squirt.
Oh, hell no.
Squirt, squirt. Yeah. To be honest with you, I usually sit when I pee now. You know, it just takes that long, and it can be kind of awkward at a urinal, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you remember to stand up before you flush or your back gets wet. You know, that's really awkward. Yeah. My doctor now books me for 2 appointments if I have to pee in a cup, which I think is just rude. I also have, Mike knows about this. I also have hair growing in weird places, like the tops of my ears and stuff. Last week I had this long hair that was growing out of my ear, and I went to pull on it, and my leg went up. I was like, whoa! I said, you know what? I'm just going to tie this one off just in case. Sometimes I have to shave the knuckles of my toes to get them into my shoes. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not so much getting old as I'm turning into a hobbit. It's like weird. I'm going to be looking for a quest sometime soon. Like many African Americans, I also suffer from big bones. It's compounded by the fact that I'm fat. So I tried running, but I found I could only run if there's a Popeyes at the end of it. So I'm no longer a runner. So I don't know. Did you ever go to a McDonald's and order so much food that you bought a second soda simply because you didn't want the people behind the counter to know you're going to eat all that yourself?
Hell no.
Yeah. So, I guess what I'm looking for is like some help. I need like a fat guy gym. I need a gym that's got like a 14-foot rope climb to a bucket of chicken, you know? Maybe every treadmill has a full Thanksgiving dinner at the end of it that you just can't quite get to, you know? Or they actually take you outside and make you chase down the ice cream truck, you know? I need incentive. That's what I need. I need incentive. But, it's also been a year since, you know, the big BLM push, you know, and it's sort of around the anniversary of corporate America actually letting Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, and Uncle Ben off the corporate plantation, which I thought was a cool thing, you know. I mean, it was nice to see that we got to go first, because usually Black people don't get to go at all. You know, I could have seen them starting out with, I don't know, child labor and letting Wendy and Little Debbie off, or maybe even going with gay rights, you know, and finally letting the Brawny Man and Mr. Clean declare their love, you know.
Yay!
I mean, that one's always been sad to me because they're usually on the same aisle, but they're never allowed to be side by side. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, we also saw White America discover Juneteenth, you know, the Black commemoration of the slaves in Texas who didn't find out they were free for 2 years. Shit. But there's some congressmen that actually want to turn that into a national holiday. Yeah, I don't know if I'm down with that. Because you know the way America is, I could see switching on the radio or TV at Juneteenth and hearing, swing low, sweet chariot. You need a chariot? Come on down to Coons Ford. We'll get you a Tahoe today. Still haven't got that reparations check? 0% financing. Come on down. Or hearing, I'm going to lay down my burden on this Sleepy's memory foam mattress. Come on into our Juneteenth celebration. Black people, 3/5 the price. No. No. But, you know, the worst thing about it becoming a holiday is that once it's a holiday, then Hallmark gets involved, you know? And I can see my white friends and white coworkers sending me these crazy cards. Like I get a card that says, hey, I am sorry about slavery. Open it up. It was a cotton picking shame.
Damn.
What?
Damn.
No. Or I walk into my office and there's a card sitting there that says, it's been over 140 years since we had slavery. Open it up. Isn't that all just watermelon under the bridge? Signed, Debbie and the girls at HR. Who the hell do I complain to now? Maybe somebody go high tech, you know, and do one of those personalized record your own message card. Front of the card says, are you still mad about slavery? I open the card up and it just screams, nigga, please. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. I'm stabbing everybody at my job. So, but you know, that's a thing about racism in America. We thought we got past it, but you know, we still got a ways to go. I was in downtown DC recently, and this little 6-year-old girl was walking in front of me, and she looked back and saw me, and she immediately took her Barbie purse. She moved it to the other side of her body, and she clutched it really tight.
No.
I know. It made me feel sad. I think mainly because it meant I had to knock her to the ground to snatch it. Yeah, this racism isn't working out for either one of us. The worst part is she only had $3, so I don't know. Well, I think that's about my time. I thank you guys for listening. I'm Chip from DC. Follow me on my social media. Ooh.
Yeah, there's Chip, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. You went a different way with it tonight, Chip.
I did.
Yeah, I loved it.
You loved it? It was okay.
Very funny. Very funny.
Are there 4 things you could say about it?
How many of them do you need to be good?
Right. I'll tell you what.
It was very funny, and he was, you know, he was socially aware. He made a piquant criticism of our continuing problems with racism, and yet he was self-deprecating about his own aging process. So there's 4 things right off the top of my head. Wasn't even thinking about it. Just some stuff that I noticed.
I'm going to vote right now. Best usage of the word piquant today. And if there's any way I could call down to the virtual kitchen to get some piquant pie.
That was the problem, Chuck. You know, without a thesaurus, you're lost.
Right. Speaking of sauruses,
now is that the dinosaur with the horns, or which?
No, that was the really articulate dinosaur. He had nicknames for all of his fellow dinosaurs.
Old people jokes.
Yeah, well, we've sort of staked out the area of funny for ourselves.
right. Old people and stoners are the same, man. They forget everything. Now, here's something that's a little unforgettable: is our sponsor, Round Robin Real Estate. known for plus size sales figures. Don't forget, April is APR month. Right? That joke is going to continue to happen for one more week. And
Familiarity breeds contempt.
it got a great laugh the first week and has had is an example of diminishing returns, marginal diminishing returns. But I'm so happy. Mike, marginal returns are when you put margarine on something.
No.
Two stoners walk into a bar is our contest tonight. So we'll have a little joke. Winner of the Two Stoners Walk into a Bar contest gets some Cherry Garcia ice cream.
Yeah.
So that's right there for whomever wins. So the way the round robin works, y'all, is you chime in if you'd like. If you have a joke on the topic, two stoners walk in a bar, then you just share the joke, and then the funniest joke gets the Cherry Garcia ice cream. Mike, two stoners walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Bartender says,
Oh, there's more. Go ahead.
right, thank you. Bartender says, what can I get you? And the stoners say, could I please get organic vodka that's gluten-free with sustainable ice? And the bartender says, are you fucking stoned? This is a vacuum cleaner supply store. The bar is next door.
So we could just jump in.
Yes, please.
Two stoners walk into a bar and say, Jesus, every time we get high, we forget to duck.
I have one. Can I do it?
Yeah.
Two stoners walk into, can it be a different place?
Yes.
All right. Two stoners walk into a restaurant and sit down at the table, and the waiter says, would you like water? And they said yes. And he said, would you like still or sparkling or bong?
Hello. Hello. Still water.
That joke ran deep.
Mike, anything from you this week?
I don't. I have one thing, but you know.
I have one more.
Since you loved the tooth to power joke so much, I thought I would just throw just the one thing out, and then whatever. Two stoners walk into a bar. They start throwing rocks and yelling "harlot" at the bartender.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Oh, thank you so much. So
I
very.
think I'm too young for that. What happened? Or was I supposed to start out with two stoners walking in a bar? Hold on, did I fuck that up?
I thought everybody read the Bible when they were in the joint.
Oh yeah, 3 times, fucker. I still don't understand it. Goddamn it! It's like.
Oh man, we got to turn down the truth here on the Zoom.
I have another one.
Please, Laura, hug everybody.
Two stoners walk into a bar and say, bartender, give us a couple of beers. And the bartender sets the beers in front of the stoners. And the one stoner pushes the beer back towards the bartender and says, could I have another beer? There's lipstick on this grass. Oh, God. I'm ashamed that
I'd like you to tell us that one again.
He's too old for that one.
Why do I always get the old? Why do you always the old jokes come to me?
Mike, two stoners walk into a bar.
Then what happened, Chuck?
Bartender says, what can I get you? It's a long pause. That's the punchline.
Two stoners walk into a bar. The bartender says, can I help you? And they go, yeah, man, where the fuck are we?
Two stoners walk into a bar. A guy at the end of the bar says, hey, do y'all listen to Fish? And one of them's like, yeah. And then the other one's like, Well, lately I've been listening to Michael Franti, and yeah, I guess I listen to Fish. And so the guy says, well, I work in artificial intelligence, and we programmed our supercomputer to take every Fish song and analyze it. Not just every Fish song, but every Fish concert, every Fish album, every Fish ticket buyer, and everything every Fish ticket person has ever done in their life. Do you know what it all adds up to? White privilege. Okay, more of a statement, not a joke.
Two stoners, hold on. Two stoners walk in the bar. They hear Chuck telling that fucking joke and they fucking forgot what the hell happened in the beginning.
He said artificial wood.
I have another one. Can I do one more?
Yes, you can definitely do one more, Laura.
Okay. Two stoners walk into a lab because they work there. They're doing seeds and stems cell research.
Hello. Hello. I think we got a winner. I don't know why this isn't a chicken dinner.
Yeah.
But you definitely get Cherry Garcia ice cream for you, Laura.
Yeah.
Hey, hold them
More
two,
comedy
Laura.
coming up with your headliner, Rick Bryan, will be here shortly. Thank you, Laura. We appreciate it. Follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Colorado Comedy Shows. You can see all the ApocaLips Comedy Shows, as well as Mike's show, Open Mic. It's very fun. Coming up next week on the ApocaLips virtual game show. I don't even know what it is yet, but we're going to play games. It's going to be goddamn fun. You can win everything, and I mean everything. And then we're going to do a fistful of Apocalypse. Bronco Brad is going to be here for that one. And May 9th, Gigzilla. The round robin for that one is this gig is so bad. So gang, anybody, the comedians, you're welcome to come back for any of our round robins. But this one is that gig was so terrible.
That will be a real.
I think the round robin is going to be the whole show. And then Jessica Misra is going to headline my big fat Apocalypse wedding. So that's going to be very fun. And then Stephen Young is going to headline 7 Brides for 7 Apocalypse. And that's very likely going to be our season finale. Really? Odds are we take a break for the summer. And we'll continue to do open mic throughout the summer. That show is just too good. But, we enjoy meeting all the comedians from around the world and finding ways to showcase them on the ApocaLips. We have a series of gifts tonight. Extra, lots of Mike, the guys in graphics down on the 3rd floor went way overboard with virtual gifts tonight, but they found it very important. First, wanted to make sure Stacy got a spa day, so that's going to be you, Stacy. You get a virtual spa whenever you want. You get to just relax there. And
you're gonna really have to get down to the graphics department and say hi to those guys. They work.
Yeah, they've been asking
all season, Mike. You should have down there.
Yeah, and they keep asking me to come down, and I say no. I'm a little busy. Plus, nerds. No, I'm not into the nerds thing.
Right.
He's got 4 good reasons why he can't go.
I have 4 good reasons for everything except why you should watch Chipp Jones.
Right. We got to have like a callback contest because Chipp would crush that. Just very good at this. And then over the weekend, this came through. We wanted to make sure, Rick Bryan, you have a hotel room virtually anywhere you go. So we got you Howard Johnson's Motor Line.
Thank you, sir.
These were on sale.
Yeah, no shit.
This is less than $1. I got to tell you.
The car costs more, and it's a '65 Rambler station wagon.
Right. Comes with this suite, which I think is pretty sweet for Howard Johnson. That's pretty nice. You got a little smoking chair over there, and
fat pole dancers.
Also got you this, your own Pueblo for wherever, whatever.
Was this where Rick was working right before he came here?
Right. So Rick played Pueblo on a Friday. I'm sure he'll catch you up about it, but regardless. And then Frankie, you can pass on the good word. I don't know what this was. It just looked refreshing. right away. So it was like we're getting those.
So we're just giving her random drinks, Chuck. That's what's happening. You
Yeah.
giving my lady just random drinks.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Sort of look like semen, goddamn it. That look like a cup of cum, man.
Get her fucked up, right? Just
Green
GMT.
bean gnocchi.
And so I got you the green bean gnocchi, a ton of weed. So weed and some joints for Rick and Frankie, and also got you just chilling with Snoop Dogg. Why not?
There you go.
Just chill with
Hell
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg. There you go, buddy. Have some fun. And
Baby.
I don't know what you're gonna do with this, Rick, but he's been a gift for the past couple of weeks, and I don't think we're getting rid of him anytime soon.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
I've been to prison, man, but it ain't that kind of party.
yeah, Rick. Of all things I know about this fella, Rick, is he's a giver.
That's right.
You can decide. Do you just want the robe? Do you need a toothbrush? Or perhaps
that motherfucker had
Makes me wonder what he just did that he had to brush his teeth after. That's
You
what
know what he just did. Goddamn, you know what he just did.
Yeah, he's a giver. He's a giver. I tell you, but it's a mouthful.
That's
hey.
the guy who turned down parole 3 times.
Right. These come from our virtual chef. We got you. These are from the Ned Rice collection of photos, by the way. So that's a steak and I believe a goat cheese, along with some seasoned potatoes.
Oh,
And
good,
then,
man. I thought that was something nasty there for a minute. I was like, oh, shit. Went from that gay dude to this infected bitch. What's happening right now?
That was a look. That was a look at that guy's colon.
right. Strawberry and some cookies, a strawberry cake, and why not some salad from virtual chef Mark Scapone. So I think that rounds out our series of gifts for our VIP squad. Oh wait, I forgot about this. We've sent Mike over a barrel over Niagara Falls, and ever since then we've been sending him. We sent him down the San Antonio River when we were at the Alamo. We sent him along the Merrimack River once, just that's where I grew up. And so today I thought we'd have him grab a black hole. A couple weeks ago we were in space. Remember that? That was really fun.
Yeah.
And so today I thought, why not have him crowd surf over a bunch of deadheads? And if you're wondering, is a jam band show an expression of white privilege? Perhaps scan the crowd for the black guy. The black guy.
Is this what we call where's Alondo?
Right. So
Find Ben Carson.
right. There's like 7 nightclub comedians on the show who all know, like now we all know what jokes to do. Regardless, here goes Mike crowd surfing over the deadheads. Whoa! That's pretty goddamn fun, Mike. That was just kind
No,
of
it was exciting.
We also have gifts for our general admission members out in the balcony. That's where Mike's friends are from Michigan.
Peanuts, get your peanuts here.
Right. So speaking of peanuts, we got you these 3 nuggets. So that's it. You got the heavy handshake, and enjoy that. And then we got you these people to hang out with. They're pretty fun. They got a little sunset. There is a bugler. I know he blows. And then this owl. I'm not even sure.
How exactly do you know that?
I don't know why this is your prize, but I was like, this owl is badass. So he's definitely going to the general admission. And then this girl, she likes to smoke with anybody who's got some weed. So you get to hang out with her. And then we knew you'd want some snacks. So some homemade chips and a beer, and why not a salad, right? I don't think it would be appropriate.
Chuck, homemade chips, them are some fucking ruffles, man.
Yeah, nobody said they were good homemade chips.
Right. It's general admission, goddammit, Rick.
Somebody must live at the Lay's factory.
I was trying to dress it up for the nice people who are poor and up there on the balcony. But whatever.
You're the guy that's at the magic show saying the rabbit's in his coat.
Oh fuck.
Look, from the start of the show, and the whole purpose of the show has been to help raise money and awareness for Elevating Connections. So, Stacy, just nice to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit more about Elevating Connections and the great work that you do? And we'll try to be serious for like 4.5 seconds, I swear.
That would be a record. So we'll see if we can get to that. Thank you, Chuck. So we've been doing these shows for, I think, over a year now. Well, not I think, because pandemic's been going on that long. And in that time frame, while the pandemic has been a true nightmare and difficult for so many people, this is the silver lining that's come out of the pandemic, is this partnership and this work. So in the time that we've been working together, Colorado Comedy Shows, the ApocaLips, all the bookings, all the things that you've done, you've literally raised thousands of dollars for our programming. And a good chunk of that money has gone to our youth voice programming. So like I said at the beginning, we work with siblings separated in foster care, but I really want to talk about our older youth and the youth voice, because that's been such an important part of our partnership, particularly in the last couple of weeks. Some exciting things have been happening. So when I say youth voice, so we're talking about older youth who've emancipated out of the foster care system without finding a permanent connection. So they haven't found a permanent home. They've lost connection with family, some friends, and they're really out there trying to do the best they can. And so we're here to offer, there's so many organizations doing great things with this population, but what we're doing is unique. We're helping them raise their voice through spoken word, song, art, and comedy. Thanks to this organization and to Chuck, we've added comedy. So 4 years ago, we started our poetry jam, which gives kids an opportunity to speak their truth through spoken word. And what the youth tell me is that they feel heard by their community. They feel supported for the first time ever. Sometimes they get to speak their truth, because what happens with the kids I serve is they are spectacular, amazing, smart, funny, great, creative young people who are overlooked by the community because they're in foster care. And so they're marginalized. So one of the things we do is put them front and center and say, I have something to say, whether it's on the stage, it's in a writing workshop, they can talk to a boss, they can talk to a coworker, they can talk to a friend and say, we empower them to speak up for themselves and advocate. And so the partnership with Chuck that's been so great is the work he does. And the reason he won that Kennedy Center Honors Award, by the way, for innovative teaching, we're going to start getting our kids to campus, to CCD, and get them on the campus, college campus, because a lot of kids we work with don't even know how to approach a college campus, let alone know how to apply for a class. So we're starting to build a partnership in a community where they get the same opportunities as youth who have parents, or at least, or adults that can help them get through to college. So it's not just monetary support that we've gotten from Colorado Comedy Shows. It's truly impacting these youth today, tomorrow, and for their future, which is unbelievable to me. And we do this all as a volunteer organization right now. Hopefully by the end of 2021, you'll have a paid executive director, but we will always be an all volunteer, primarily volunteer organization. So the money is huge, and the work you do to help my youth find their voice in different ways is unbelievable. So thank you.
Well, you're so welcome, Stacy. And please applaud for Stacy and her good works.
Absolutely.
I'd
like to encourage all of you. She's got a new record out that is going to be a fundraiser. 100% of the money goes to Elevating Connections. It's a cover of Talking Heads, Burning Down the House. So please.
Oh wow, that's an inside joke right there. Nailed it.
It was good.
It's a good organization, and lots more good things ahead. Now's a pretty good time to bring up our headliner, right? If that's all right with you, Rick. I thought for a second that might be surprising you. When it was time to put our virtual stoner show together, who else could we call other than our favorite comedian and all around ace of a guy? So would you please welcome Rick Bryan, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Bryan, who you can hear on comedy radio. Rick Bryan.
Hello.
Hello.
What's happening, everybody?
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
Should we get any more serious before I get into it? Like, god damn.
Right. That's my yeah. You want to go on about how some of the youth are homeless and
I could, but
right, because it's chilly out there tonight, Rick. And
Just about imagine what kind of insurance coverage they have.
that's terrible. And
That becomes a problem for the old, doesn't it, Mike? That's all you want, insurance, man. You need that goddamn.
I'm
I've
really
been saying that since we got
concerned
online.
every
goddamn
year.
it. This has been an interesting show here, 420. I felt like I was at fucking AA there for a minute. NA. God, I was about to stand up, say yes, I'm Rick. I'm an alcoholic, a drug addict. I don't know what to do here. I thought I was encouraged to get high. You're shaming me. I don't know what we're doing right now, but fuck it, over here. Thank you, Chuck. And then Chip, goddamn, man, I thought I was having acid flashbacks there for a minute when you started wiping your face and your glasses started going all crazy. I thought those were real for a minute, dude. That's how high I am right now. So thank you for that, my friend. I didn't think I actually got acid flashbacks, but fuck yeah, I was tripping out there. So everybody getting higher? Is it just me?
No, I'm with you.
I'm on blunt number 3 since we started this.
Terrific.
So the masks, everybody, we're still having issues. People want to beat each other up. The only problem I'm having with the masks is I take a hit of weed and I put that motherfucker up before I blow out the weed. So it's like I'm hotboxing myself. I know why weed's been illegal this entire time. The second it became legal, you white people turned it into crack.
You're welcome.
No, thank you. No, thank you. God, man, dabs. That's a cute name for crack if I've ever heard of it. Dabs.
Right.
What the fuck is a dab? I've been smoking weed for like 25 years. Dabs never existed. The second that became legal, people were like, here, man, here's a dab. I'm like, that's some fucking crack, man. And right away, white people get defended. They're like, no. It's not crack, man. It's dabs, man. I'm like, what is a dab? Shit. They're like, it's hash, man. I'm like, hey, I like some hash. Shit. Let's get down. Next thing I know, this dude pulls out his chemistry set. I felt like you, Mike. I felt old as shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this right here, man? It had levels and chambers and beakers, all kinds of shit going on with it. Next thing he pulls out a blowtorch. A fucking blowtorch, man.
Right.
I'm looking at him like, what the hell are we about to do right now? Like, I'm wearing my good clothes. I came to party, Holmes. I didn't come to work. Are we about to sweat some pipe? What's happening? That was a plumber's joke for all the plumbers.
Right.
I liked it.
Chip, don't be so serious, man. I thought you were the fucking avatar there for a minute, the way you've been standing so still. So I know what they call it a dab, because just a dab will do you.
Yes.
Oh, this shit puts you on that next level, man. Like when he pulled out that blowtorch, I'm looking at him like, really, what are we about to do? He's like, relax, man. Let me light it for you, man. I'm like, whoa. All I know is that if you got to light it for me, we are definitely doing something wrong right now. Oh, so this is more of a Coke crowd. Okay. We had something like this back in the day. You remember gravity bongs?
Yes.
Yeah, back
Totally.
when the weed had seeds in it.
Yes.
You like have to take a box top out and break up the weed, and then like take a credit card and then separate the weed. Be like, weed over here, seeds over here. Weed over here, seeds over here. I didn't realize it, but when I was little, Grandma was training me. My grandmother did not smoke marijuana. See, she's like, Mijo, come here and help me separate the rocks from the beans. Like, what? Why do the beans have rocks? Grandma, did we not buy this at the grocery store? Like, what's happening right now? Like, shouldn't another Mexican have already de-rocked the beans? I gotta be the Mexican to do it. She hit me with a spoon and say, shut up, goddammit, grab a card. Process. Beans over here, rocks over here. Beans over here, rocks over here. 10 years later, they pulled that bullshit weed out. I was like, oh, pass it right here. Grandma's been training my ass. Yeah. So back to the gravity bong. If you're not familiar with a gravity bong is, it's not like this graphic shit the kids have today. It's just not a button and getting high. You had to be an engineer in order to enjoy yourself. I'm talking about getting a Home Depot bucket, filling it halfway up with water, cutting a 2-liter bottle in half, poking a hole in the cap, putting your bowl in the hole, putting it down in the water, and then you light up the bowl, and as you pull it up out of the water, it fills with smoke. You take the cap off, bam! You take that son of a bitch to the dome. Sometimes people passed out, but that was part of the fun right there, right? It's like these dabs, man. I was like, we got to take this to the next level. I said, go fill up the bathtub. My homie goes, what? The bathtub? I was like, hell yeah. I went and stole a traffic cone from the side of the road. Oh yeah, shit get interesting now. Because you can't just put a bowl on the top of the cone like that because it's got a big old hole. So you got to like makeshift the bowl with tinfoil and poke holes in it. And then when you light it up, it leaves a black residue around the top. So when you put it around your mouth, you got a fucking black ring around your mouth. Again, it really looks like we doing something wrong in this bitch. And this time when you hit it, bam, everybody passed out. You went tink from the sink to the toilet to the floor. I said, fuck your dabs. Back in my day, you had to be MacGyver to get high, okay?
Right?
No? Am I losing people? Am I the only one getting this high?
No, you're getting big reaction on YouTube as well. The best reaction we've ever gotten. So,
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. All right, so here's a question for everybody. Have you ever gotten so high, you gone through the drive-thru, paid for your food, then drove off without your shit?
2 weeks ago.
That had nothing to do with weed, Mike.
That's right. That'll abilify some shit, right, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the deal? 2 fucking windows? Like back in the day, come on, Mike, you know this. There was one goddamn window, all right? You paid for your food, you got your food, you enjoyed your day. I'm forgetting from point A to point B, and it is getting embarrassing. Because you can't back up in the drive-thru. You got to go around. You got to park that fucker. You got to go inside. You go for your bag. You're like, you can smell me. You know why I forgot it.
I go to Popeyes and they just stand out in the middle of the drive-thru for me now. I can't get out of the line.
They block the car.
They block my car until they hand me the food.
That's what I thought Chick-fil-A was doing to me, man. I went through Chick-fil-A. They gave me my food before they gave the guy in front of me. I was like, oh, you know me. It got a little shady when it became 2 windows, though, didn't it? Like, you pull up to that first window, that dude's like, hey, you got that money? Like, yeah, shit. You got my fries? No, they round the corner. What? Some other dude will meet you around the corner with your food. Like, what the fuck is going on, McDonald's? Like, I already feel bad about eating it. Don't make it feel like a goddamn crack deal's going down. And then what do they want to do when they get your money? Little bastards fucking hold your money up to the light like you're counterfeiting 1s and 5s. This is embarrassing for both of us. All right. You work at McDonald's. You don't know what fucking counterfeit money looks like, goddammit.
Right.
And if I am counterfeiting 1s and 5s, I sure the fuck ain't eating at McDonald's no more. Goddamn, we're going Red Lobster. Fuck this. So I was down there in Pueblo. Thank you for the references. Chuck was making fun of me because booking.com can suck a dick.
Right.
Okay, your one job. All right. Say you call your weed guy, man. All right. The weed guy takes your fucking money and tells you he's on the way with the weed. Doesn't show up with the weed. What's up with that? One fucking job you had, man. You're supposed to bring me the goddamn weed. Booking.com, one fucking job. You're supposed to book my fucking room, all right? You charged me the money. I ain't got it. Otherwise, I was going to buy an ounce on the way down there, but you fuckers held it up in my bank account. So I get down there. What happens? No goddamn room. So fuck Booking.com. That's all I got to say about that. Ain't even got a joke. Shit. 3 months in and I'm a little pissed. Fuck them motherfuckers. So thank you, Chuck, for patronizing us online.
Fuck those guys.
I would gladly go back into time and stay at the fucking Howard Johnson that you got for me. Thank you.
Right.
Even though going back in time is risky and I can get deported, I'd still fucking do it, bud. All right.
I forgot about.
I worry about that when traveling. Everybody's like, yay, weed's legal. Yeah, leave the state. See how fucking legal it is. Yeah. I'm a road comic. I play the game of, is this legal? Like, I don't know which state I can be and which state I can't. I ain't smoking vapes, goddammit. I'm still smoking blunts, so they can smell me. It's like a fucked up game of hide and seek. I get across the border. I'm like, yeah, bitch, home base all day, every day. Fuck your state. Shit. No, nobody else, just me. You're getting DUIs for weed now. Like, when the hell did this happen? When it became legal? Like, what the fuck? That's crap, man. There was never a DUI for weed back in the day. You remember back in the day, you get pulled over, cop comes to the car and he's like, you got any marijuana? Like, no. He's like, you sure? Like, I got a little bit. Come on now. I'll give him the eighth I got in my pocket. I don't want him to find the fucking ounce I got underneath my seat. Okay. I'm cooperative. But I wasn't getting a DUI. Like, maybe back in the day, he'd be like, what are you smoking out of? He'd see the pipe. And I'm like, this pipe right here. He's like, break the pipe. I'm like, fuck the pipe, man. Bam! I just throw it on the ground, and all it would do is just boom, bounce across the road.
Right.
I don't know if you remember, but they actually made them out of pipe back in the day. That's why.
Right.
Not this glass bullshit. Every time you step out of your car, $80 gone. Fucking gone. No, just me again. That's everybody's like, he's smoking and driving. This is bullshit. Why so serious? It's a comedy show. Now, fuck that, man. I travel, okay? Have you ever took a road trip outside of Colorado in any goddamn direction?
Oh my God.
For hours and
That's a
hours, there's nothing. It's like watching the Nature Channel for hours and hours. Like, you better be high if you're doing some shit like that right there. Or you're just fucking crazy. No, just me again.
Right. No, I'm with you.
Only tip is put the visor down. Okay. That way you can't see the clouds moving, because they move at a different rate of speed than you do. And it just fucks you up, man.
That's a lot of weed.
Said that to another comic when we were driving. He's like, dude, put down the blunt. And I was like, no. And when they say they're giving DUIs for weed, they said they're testing in nanograms. What the fuck is a nanogram? Man, I bought weed. I've sold weed. I've even dabbled in the coke, man. I ain't never came across the nanogram in my life. Like, if you're going to test me for weed, it better be in ounces and pounds, goddammit. Give me a DUI for a joint I smoked when I was 15. Fuck that. This isn't legal, damn it. Chuck, I don't even know I was out with time, man.
You did great, man. You did
I was
great.
having fun. It's 420. I really appreciate you. Honestly, I don't get booked on 420 shows. Every 420 come around, they got festivals and shit going. I'm like, oh, that's nice. This is what the fuck? Ain't nobody think about me. This craziness, goddamn.
Right.
They think you're already busy that day.
Right.
Right.
I'm busy every day. Chip, every day.
We know you've got your tree up, that's for sure.
Right. You just remember I called you, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right. Rick Bryan, ladies and gentlemen. Very funny, man. And,
Thanks,
I just enjoy your comedy. It's nice to see. I can't wait till we do one of these in person. You know.
Hell yeah.
Well, Mike, that was a fun apocalypse. How about a nice round of applause for everybody we invited? I thought it was a great show. Stick around for our sing-along, everybody. Thanks if you donated to Elevating Connections, and thanks to Stacy for the work that you do. It's important, and we appreciate what you're up to.
Thank you.
Well, that's Colorado comedy shows. Those are some redneck motherfuckers. Here's some comedy gold. Feel free to take that on your way out. Just a little sample, and why not? You should have a salad. Just one more salad before you go. With all the snacks you'll be eating this week, you'll some fiber.
Yeah, what strain is that, Chuck? Fuck, let's smoke that.
Right. It's called garden salad. And it will take you through our exits, everybody. Just be careful. Our neighborhood just outside. Trying to improve. PPP round 2 just came through this week. And that's got, well, lots of entrepreneurs out on the streets selling their wares.
They're not taking the checks.
Right. And just you can play a fun game in this road called Guess the Pronoun. That's just always going to be aware. My ride's here. Gotta go. When we see the guy in gold, we know that it's normally time to go. But YouTube folks, you've been watching. By the way, Rick, I saw that Gage was watching and commenting throughout the show. And then Frankie just shared the darn video everywhere. So she's so great. And I appreciate how much your family supports what you do. It says a good thing about you. And Mike, we're going to do the sing-along. What we do here is you follow the bouncing golden globe.
Okay.
Mike is not allowed to know the tune or the words. Today, you might know the tune, Mike. You'll just sing along, follow the bouncing golden globe, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Kumbaya, we're stoned.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya,
we're stoned.
I'm stoned.
Kumbaya, we're stoned.
I'm still stoned.
Kumbaya. Oh,
man.
family, kumbaya. Do these lyrics change? Kumbaya. Do these lyrics change?
Oh, who wrote that?
Kumbaya.
Someone's crying, Lord.
Kumbaya. Let me hear you on YouTube.
Oh,
No, they
Lord.
don't. Kumbaya.
I will never apologize for a joke that I do again.
Fried chicken would be so cool.
Oh, it would. That'd be so good right now. Yes, now we're talking.
Fried chicken would be so cool. Yum, yum, yum. Hey.
I get what
you vibing, man.
Oh, shit.
Kumbaya, so
Stone.
Kumbaya.
Bad you don't do drugs anymore, Laura. See this? Too bad you don't do drugs anymore. You could have enjoyed that.
That's right.
I still have fun.
This show makes me want to start doing drugs.
Thank you. Well, thanks to Sarah and Gage and everybody who watched on YouTube.